on to the next Fireside chat that we have on redefining viewing experiences, the next era of connected TV innovations. For this, I would once again like to invite Mr. Nikhil Kumar, the Vice President, India, Southeast Asia and Middle East. Please welcome. And after Mr. Nikhil, I would like to invite Mr. Anil NM Wanvari, the founder, CEO and editor-in-chief, IndianTelevision.com Group. Please welcome him with a huge round of applause. Over to you, gentlemen.
Yeah, thanks. Good afternoon. Good to see you guys now. First time on stage this time. How many people in the audience, how many of you all have a connected TV at home? A show of hands. What do you think the percentage is here?
Yeah, I think maybe we should just ask how many people have not paid their DTH subscription in the last 1 year. It'll have more hands.
No, fewer hands. Okay. So, connected TVs, once again, hands up. So there's a larger number of connected TVs here.
70%, 80%, I would say.
So, coming back up, we've been talking about figures of smart TVs being in the region of 50 million in India. But when I speak to industry, they say the figure we should look at is 22 million or 20 million. Where are we at?
I mean, frankly, we feel the connected TV base is approximately 18 to 20 million, which approximately means from an Indian context close to 60 million reach. In terms of households, but the connected TV penetration, the number of activated connected TVs is close to 20 million to 22 million, but it's growing really fast. By the time we have another panel like this, it could be 24, 28, and we all know Jio IPL is the next big thing, and you know what it did earlier in the year. So, yeah, those numbers are growing really fast, double digit and pretty fast.
So what are the innovations we are seeing in terms of viewer experiences as far as connected TVs are concerned?
Very interesting things are happening, right? I mean, what connected TV has done is provided the users a very interesting way to engage with the television. Now, we all come from an era where, we were all growing up, we used to watch television together at home, we used to, be fond of watching TV with a family. There used to be a Shaktiman or Ramayana, I don't know, choose your pick, Knight Rider, I don't know, or Baywatch, whichever finds your fancy. But we went to an era of personalized mobiles, and then suddenly everybody had a smart screen, everybody was doing their own thing on the smart screen, and then you found your families disintegrated, and then suddenly we were hit by this whole phenomena called COVID, where you didn't have much to do at home. You were watching television feed, which was quite depressing because most of the live feeds were telling you about depressing talks about people dying. That was not the most optimistic news you wanted to hear. Linear feeds led to a decline on what could be repeat and can be watched again. Come on, it's like 12 months to 24 months to not have anything being shot. And I think that is the time when connected TVs really started to rise. And the growth of connected TV during that era actually catapulted the overall growth of connected TV. And when there are so many eyeballs, there are so many users on connected TV, just the way you consume content itself also started to change. We as Indians, as a starting point, I don't even need to talk about innovations. You watching Korean content, is that an innovation or is it just the way it's supposed to be? If I ask people how many people have watched Money Heist or Squid Games, I'm assuming it will be 80-90% again. None of you are Koreans, none of you are Spanish, but why are you watching Money Heist? I think that in itself speaks volumes of the content consumption in terms of innovation, right? I mean, there is all kinds of content available. There are 46 plus OTTs in India alone, right? That speaks volumes of just the innovation and the kind of content. Now, in terms of consumption and content innovation within connected TV, you can engage with the content you're watching. Let's say you can decide where Ranveer Singh has to jump from the hill or Ranveer Singh has to take a rope. We all saw what Netflix did recently. There are many such contents which are being developed by publishers which are letting users be in control. Like in Black Mirror, one of the episodes, you can actually control what the end outcome of the episode will be. Imagine the user in being control of content.
Yeah, but this is all historical. We've talked about this for the past few years. What are the newer innovations? It seems to be It appears to me that as the connected TV has kind of hit a pause mode in terms of content. So where is the innovation coming?
I think innovations are coming in a lot of engagement and interaction. I think your remote today is far powerful than the remote that you wanted to have. And I think I was interestingly having a panel a couple of days back, and what we did was we asked like a young Gen Z to come and sit on the panel and really tell us what he wants from his connected TV, you know. And the kind of stuff he was saying is, I don't want to go all the way and pick up the remote from there, right? I want hand gestures. So the world is moving towards voice automated commands. You can purchase the products that you actually watch. You can say, hey, you know what, I'm going for a match, need a jersey. Now suddenly your connected TV is tracking you down to a YouTube page or to probably a website, which you can actually view. Connected, you can scan, immediately it opens up on your mobile, the purchase can be made. Or in developed economy where the purchase itself can be made on the Apple TV because it's connected to your card. Your television experience is no longer the same. The innovation is actually coming a lot from the way you consume content, from the way you look at your television as an alternate screen, which it probably was never. It was only one-sided, right? Earlier, television is giving you content, you are consuming it. That's why it was called the idiot box. Today, the smart TV is called a smart TV because it is smart. You can do a lot of things on your mobile and your TV. You can connect your mobile to your television, in fact, and suddenly you're realizing that my screens are all the same, no matter where I watch it. Only the experience is better on the television.
Yeah, but I'm seeing, I was watching one of the players, Geo actually, watching India versus Australia, and there's a QR code which tells me, I have to go and that's where we are at, QR codes, when the ad is running. Why hasn't there been much more progress?
I think I'm a firm believer that everything doesn't change. India was not built in a day, Rome was not built in a day either. And I think at the cusp of where our ecosystem is, India has got 800 plus internet users. We are a 1.2 billion country, right? I mean, things are gonna, 20 million looks nothing when you talk about such statistics suddenly, right? But look at the growth of it. Now, Jio entering the whole foray of connected televisions, now suddenly is changing the ball game. It's gonna grow really fast. There's a very contentious debate on whether you should be watching it on Star Sports or Jio. There's a serious debate where you should be watching it now.
But they have different rights. So they have different rights. And, which we'll be talking about later with Ajit in the day.
I'm not discussing that on this forum. But,
yeah.
If you look at how things are changing, QR codes is probably a starting point. It's getting the users a taste of what they can do with their television. Now, at the end of the day, if I give my user a remote and tell him that you can buy a jersey of the favorite IPL team, probably he'll get really confused. And it's not just the consumer. I can start with the marketer. I mean, the marketer itself is questioning, how am I getting clicks from my connected television? They are really surprised. They're calling it fraudulent. But if you look at evolved economies like US, close to 50-60% of the business is performance advertising on connected television. Now, I would say connected TV and performance, how is it even matter? Yeah, it is a screen, and you can use your remote to do a lot of things. Download apps, engage with apps, within apps, and do so many more things. Gaming itself is an ecosystem on connected TV where there's an entire universe. You can put ads within games being played on connected TV, connect with users across the globe, purchase stuff from a store within that game, which will be delivered to your home. The world is moving really fast. India is taking its early stages of, the revolution, which is connected TV. And if you see how we also started like 3 years back versus where we are today, you can see the number of players talking connected television. You can see the number of forums talking connected television. You can see the number of players within the connected television ecosystem, whether it's OEMs, whether it's MarTech companies, whether it's publishers. They're all out there. It's something that's going to grow really fast.
So going by the fact that it's taking, adoption is moving, but not moving as fast as I would expect it, and as fast as it's moving in other markets. What are the challenges that are in place currently? And how do we get over them, and how do we get connected TV, the viewing experience? And you said, how do we drive footfalls to stores even more? What is needed to get that to happen?
I think I sort of tend to agree and disagree that are we moving fast? I mean, we're growing at 30-40% quarter on quarter. I think that's as good a growth that smart TV would actually look at. If you look at the factors, India is one of the most penetrated countries when it comes to internet. We have got the cheapest package in terms of data per GB. If you look at any TV that is produced today is smart. Technically, I don't remember the last time somebody was making a box TV. Just the accessibility part of getting those smart TVs to your homes is well penetrated. It's not like a tier 1, tier 2 phenomena. If you put these factors together, connected TV is only to grow. So technically, most people are using a connected TV, but they probably don't call it a connected TV the way we are calling it, right?
Yeah.
It's a term that you and
Yeah,
me
but it's an experience I have to get, right? I need to have my Wi-Fi connectivity over there. I need to have cable connectivity.
If you survive 2 years and if you're employed and you still have a job, I'm sure you figured what a Wi-Fi is. And that's the factor that I think we are negating a lot. How did CTV become so important? Why is IPL on Jio? Why? What's going on? Why are the set-top boxes, streaming set-top boxes anymore? These are all factors which are a detriment of what's happened in the last 3 to 4 years. Some controllable factors, some non-controllable factors. Like, who doesn't have a Wi-Fi? Now, today, Wi-Fi is not a cost. You all have Wi-Fi. Most people would have a Wi-Fi at home. Even in the remotest villages, you would look at if they don't have Wi-Fi. India is going to be a 5G country. It still is a 5G country. You have well-penetrated 5G ecosystems within the ecosystem. And that can very well actually support any kind of content that you want to watch on connectivity.
So fabulous. You've established that CTV. I was pushing your buttons to get the responses out of you. I'm absolutely a devotee of connected TVs. But I wanted to, and is there any other naysayers about connected TVs? You've answered their questions. Now coming down into what are the innovative ad formats which are coming in? Not just in India, but globally, which can be really put to use in India going forward, and which marketers can look forward to?
I think there are many kinds of innovative ad formats which are coming, but I think innovative ad formats is a function of what the smart TV can support, right? So then the question goes back to how smart is the smart TV going to be? What investments are the OEMs making in that experience for the user? We have seen OLEDs, the LEDs. Usually it's what we want next as people of innovation is, the holographic thing coming up and the future of 2050. It's not there yet, right? So advertising has to play within the pre-context of what the television can support. Within that ecosystem, obviously, there are very interesting things which we talk about, like voice-enabled conversations. The ad can talk to you, you can talk back to the ad via the remote. You can actually place orders while the ad is playing. You can actually connect, personalize. You're watching a certain kind of genre of content, cricket, that means ads are personalized to you. You can targetings have become innovative.
And even language-wise, even geography-wise.
Absolutely. I think if there is a luxury brand and it wants to target the most high affluence people in the country, what is your proxy? You could target the people with 65-inch plus screens, take out the most posh localities in the country, and do a proxy. I mean, that could be phenomenal, right? I mean, from a perspective. See, I think in terms of innovative ad formats, there are many things happening. I think just the fact that you can engage with the ad, just the fact that you can talk to your ad, just the fact that you can tell the ad that I don't want to see you, in itself is, I think, new in terms of innovation when it comes to the large screen television. I think a lot of the comparatives start to come with mobile because there is so much happening on mobile. But we need to understand the screens are different. They're both digital, but just the way you consume anything, even as an ad on a large screen television versus where you are, in itself is like 10 steps ahead, right? We come from an era where an ad used to be pushed down our throat. We could change channels, but we couldn't escape an ad. Till the body had to step in and says only 15 minutes of ad within 1 hour. Still you can't escape ads. To now you deciding what ad comes to you, can you engage with the ad? Can the ad really translate into you making a purchase? In fact, the innovation is not coming on just advertising. Innovation is also coming on ad transforming into a metric, because any advertising is not done for the purpose of making a great ad. I, as a marketer, never made ads because I loved making ads.
Unless you're going for the Lions or something.
Yeah.
You're going to win a Lion.
Different department, but I think most marketers would made ads for the sheer purpose of ROAS. On ad spends, you would go back and say, yaar, dhanda kya hua? What's the business? Where is the needle moving at? And connected TV today is able to serve that metric, not as a post-mortem. So you're not looking at share of investments on advertising on television and looking at your market shares next month. With connected television, you can look at your investments on television in terms of TV ad being served, large screen format, which we love, the TV ad, and tracking it down to a metric right in terms of purchase, website visit, brand scores, search indexes on a real-time basis. Now, from a marketing scenario, imagine that. This is a best case scenario because technically you're not looking at a post-mortem which happens next month after your spends have been done, because the body is lying there, whether it was good or bad, I mean, you're just finding out later. With connected television on advertising, you can find out real time.
You also have fulfillment happening. You can track the fulfillment.
Absolutely. You can down the funnel all the way to purchase, remarketed, re-retention, reordered, referred to my family. Imagine suddenly you have a metric which is the best looking triangle, obviously upside down, and you're saying, I showed an ad to a user. This guy engaged with my ad. He filled a form for test driving a BMW. The BMW came to his house. It took him 3 months. He has gotten converted. From the ad that he saw on television, he is actually a purchaser of the BMW X1. Best case scenario.
I understand. See now, what I would love to see is if I'm watching something on my CTV, I move to my car, which is Wi-Fi connected, which is having a SIM card, etc. If I'm watching a film on my connected TV, it should continue where I left it, not on Netflix, but whatever I was watching, whether it's a linear channel, it should continue in my car, and it should serve me similar. And then I move out of the car and I'm traveling to my elevator. I should continue to be able to watch what I'm watching on the screen on the seat on my phone. When I go up to my office, I should be able to watch what I was watching on my phone on my TV screen again, and serving me whatever you're talking about.
That's already here, Anil. I think glad you bring it up. I think while content syndication needs to happen, but I think from an ad tech lens, from an advertising lens, this technology already is out there. I think I was talking to my earlier panelists that eventually you want to reach the user at multiple levels, right? You want to reach them on their digital out-of-home screen while they're entering the lift. Exactly like you said. You want to reach them when they are driving across the busy Bandra sea link in a fancy hoarding. You want to reach them when they reach home and they switch on their television and watch their content of, I don't know, Annapurna or whatever they want to watch, the cricket match on the connected television. And eventually, before sleeping at night, they're looking at their mobile, going down to sleep. Now, you want the user to see your ad in all these locations. But if you choose to be operating at multiple levels with multiple partners, doing multiple things, and at a certain frequency which you believe is good, what are you creating? Are you making Anil see the ad 12 times, 14 times, where he's saying, why are these guys spending so much on me, man? Or could you create an environment where the multi-screen touch points are engaging with each other? We know this is the same Anil. We need to catch him on maybe 12 times, no, maybe 9 times or 6 times across the screen. So he suddenly realizes, oh, yeah, I love the ad, man. I'm seeing it everywhere. It's not fatiguing me. Because
I'd love it if you'd show me different versions of the ad.
Yeah, that's
not
dynamic,
the same ad.
That's dynamic creative optimization, which obviously creates recall and a much better retention for the user as well. And these strategies exist on MarTech stacks, a conversation which we had in the earlier panel. Happy to engage and tell people more about it offline.
Okay. Now, coming back what Hotstar has been doing, they had the maximum mode, they had a vertical mode during the Cricket World Cup this year. That calls for content to be reimagined. Does it also call for the ad to be reimagined?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think the advertisers have the power to do it now. We live in a world today where ads can be shot on an iPhone. Movies can be made on an iPhone. So we have evolved from an era where you shot an ad, spent a bomb, and then you couldn't change your advertising strategy or you had to tank it. Now, India has won. That's the sentiment. And if your ad is coming during that sentiment, it will have a positive, hopefully positive repercussion. India is lost. There is a certain sentiment on a Sunday, and you are bombarding the user with a very different, happy ad of India wearing, I don't know what emotional outcome it could lead to. And
no, I had relatives who were burst out, I had relatives of friends who burst into tears for 2 hours because India lost.
Imagine somebody playing an ad which is...
But they're celebrating now that we are whipping their pants off in the T20s.
Yeah, I mean, advertising has to evolve. Advertising has evolved, and I think advertising will continue to evolve. You have to understand how tech is evolving. As a marketer, you have to keep being on your toes because consumer is where your heart is. And as long as you are closest to the consumer sentiment in terms of where he watches the ad, what emotional outcome you want to derive from the ad that you serve to him, how equipped are you? When India wins and Dhoni hits a 6, so you have 20 memes which go out.
Not Dhoni, please. It's Rohit now.
Well, Rohit hits the 6.
Or it's Shubham, or it's Sky.
Rinku Singh also, sir.
Yeah, okay. There's a Rinku Singh fan here. How many Rinku Singh fans here? And how many
I'm
Sky
the one.
fans? That's Suryakant Yadav.
Surya Kumar
Surya
Yadav.
Kumar.
Surya Kumar Yadav, sorry. And how many Rohit Sharma fans? A lot more. And Virat Kohli? All hands. Okay. Good.
So it's the best way to sort of conclude. I think we end with Virat Kohli. We always get the maximum cheers. So I think we
Yeah,
have the answer.
any last words you want to state about connected TVs? And I hope the conversation went in the direction we
No,
wanted
absolutely.
it to go.
I think we always love our conversations, Anil. But I think
Though I hit you with the negativity about CTVs in the beginning.
no, it's fine. I think negatives and positives are the ones which balance both sides of the equation. And I think connected TV is here to stay. Any brand summit, any MarTech summit, any AdTech summit cannot be complete with the conversations without connected television, because that's the only hottest media topic or media.
And
side
you're
of
going to be
it.
driving the innovation in that area.
Hopefully we
One
will.
of the major companies.
Hopefully we should and we will. Thank
All
you.
the best to you. And
Thank you,
congratulations again on talking about connected TVs.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, both of you gentlemen, for bringing out such relevant points on connected television. Thank you, Nikhil, for being here with us. And after the photo op, I'll request Mr. Wanvari to felicitate you. Thank you. We're really honored to have you here, Nikhil.